His name is Alucard, spell it backwards and you get Dracula. And that's no coincidence. He is the son of the most feared vampire in history. But his story is nothing like his father's. Born as Adrian Fahrenheit Tepes, Alucard was the child of two very different worlds. His father was Dracula, the immortal vampire lord. His mother, Lisa, was a human woman, a healer with a pure heart. She believed that science and compassion could save lives, not dark magic or bloodshed. And somehow, against all odds, she saw goodness in Dracula. But the world was not kind to her. Humans feared what they didn't understand. They accused Lisa of witchcraft, and one day they burned her at the stake. As the flames consumed her, she begged one last thing of her husband, not to hate humanity for what they had done. Dracula didn't listen. Overwhelmed by rage, Dracula declared war on mankind. He summoned monsters, cursed the land, and unleashed terror across the world. Villages burned, rivers ran red, and in the center of it all stood Alucard, torn between the human kindness of his mother and the monstrous wrath of his father. Alucard could not stand by and watch the world fall. Though he loved his father, he knew what Dracula had become. A creature of pain, a god of vengeance, someone who had forgotten what love was. So Alucard made a choice to oppose his own blood. He took on the name Alucard, Dracula spelled in reverse, to show he stood for something different. Not destruction, not fear, but balance. Mercy, hope. He sealed himself in an eternal slumber, hoping that when the world truly needed him, he would awaken again. And eventually it did. When Dracula returned to wreak havoc once more, Alucard rose from his sleep. He joined forces with unlikely allies, a vampire hunter named Trevor Belmont, and a powerful speaker-magician named Sypha Belnades. Together they formed a trio of warriors unlike anything the world had seen. But even with allies by his side, the battle was personal. For Alucard, every step toward Dracula's castle was a step toward heartbreak. He wasn't hunting a monster. He was confronting his own father. His past, his pain. When the final battle came, Alucard stood face to face with Dracula. The fight was brutal, and not just in blood, but in emotion. And when he finally pierced his father's heart, ending his reign of terror, Dracula didn't scream. He looked at his son and cried. It wasn't just a death, it was a farewell. Alucard buried his father with honor, placing him in the home where he had once lived happily with Lisa. Not as the Lord of Darkness, but as a man who had once loved. After the war, Alucard found himself alone again, haunted by what he had lost. Unsure if he belonged in the world of humans or the shadows of monsters. He had saved humanity, but still felt like an outsider. He reopened Dracula's castle, not as a fortress of evil, but as a sanctuary, a place where peace might grow again. But trust is fragile, and betrayal runs deep. Even after all he had sacrificed, humans still feared him, lied to him, used him. That's the curse of being half human, half vampire. You don't belong to either world. You walk between them, watching, guarding, bleeding, alone. But Alucard continues, not for glory, not for power, but because somewhere deep down he believes what his mother believed, that humanity is worth saving. That kindness still exists, that monsters can choose not to be monsters. He is not Dracula, he is Alucard, the protector in the shadows, the tragedy in the night, the sun who dared to break the cycle. And even in darkness he still shines,